Do you live in a blue zone? Here's why you might live longer for it. Before I go into it, I remember once I felt so jealous. I was a young mother with two small children, and we were having a beautiful summer vacation in a little Greek island called Nisiros. It's a volcanic island. And one of the fishing villages had a little port, and a man was coming back from his fishing in his little rowboat. Well, no, it wasn't a rowboat, it was a little motorboat. And he was telling one of his neighbors, I'm a king. I feel like a king. Anytime I want some food, I go out and I catch some fish, I sell some, I eat some. He says, I feel like a king. He lived like in an old, one of those old houses, they have stone houses, built hundreds of years ago, which was very strong, of course, with a fireplace at the corner, another fireplace in the kitchen in the deeper part of the house that they use for cooking. Usually these little houses are 2 stories. The kitchen and the sitting room are in the lower part, and the bedrooms are on the top, and the kitchen off the kitchen is the bathroom. Of course, he was a king. Now, going into this, aging is an inevitable part of life, which may explain our strong fascination with the quest for longevity. The allure of eternal youth drives a multi-billion-pound industry, ranging from anti-aging products, supplements, and diets for those hoping to extend their lifespan. Oh, by the way, okay, we used to vacation in this little island quite often, and you know what used to happen? Just like what happens in the island of Patmos, a lot of Europeans come there for vacation. A lot of their children have been coming there for decades, and they're fluent in Greek as well as English or German, or whatever, or French. And then the older generation gets their pensions and comes and lives in Greece because the weather is so beautiful, and they have all these beautiful sights, and things are cheaper as well. So now going back to this, if you look back at the turn of the 20th century, average life expectancy in the UK was around 46 years. Can you imagine? The turn of the 20th century, 46 years. Today it's closer to 82. We are in fact living longer than ever before, possibly due to medical advancements and improved living and working conditions, of course. But living longer has also come at a price. We're now seeing higher rates of chronic and degenerative diseases, with heart disease consistently topping the list. So while we're fascinated by what may help us live longer, maybe we should be more interested in being healthier for longer. Improving our healthy life expectancy remains a global challenge. Interestingly, certain locations around the world have been discovered where there are a high proportion of centenarians who display remarkable physical and mental health. The AKEA study of Sardinia, Italy, as example, identified a blue zone named because it was marked with blue pen, where there was a higher number of locals living in the central eastern mountainous area who had reached their 100th birthday compared with the wider Sardinian community. This longevity hotspot has since been expanded and now includes several other areas around the world, which also have greater number of longer living healthy people. Alongside Sardinia, these blue zones are now popularly recognized as Ikaria in Greece, Okinawa, Japan, Nicoya, Costa Rica, and Loma Linda, California. Other than their long lifespans, people living in these zones also appear to share certain other commonalities which center around being part of the community, having a life purpose, eating nutritious, healthy foods, keeping stress levels low, and undertaking purposeful daily exercise or physical tasks. And one thing I have to remind you, in these little islands, you don't really need a car. You can walk to whatever you want, what you need, your pharmacy, your shop, your supermarket, or just to have your morning coffee, or you can have a bike. Now, their longevity could also relate to their environment, being mostly rural, less polluted, or because of specific longevity genes. Of course, if you're going to have a beautiful clean beach around you, you're going to be swimming all summer long, if not even, if you could even be a winter swimmer. If you're in Crete, you swim all year long. Now, is the secret in our diet? When it comes to diet, each blue zone has its own approach, so one specific food or nutrient does not explain the remarkable longevity observed. But interestingly, a diet rich in plant food, such as locally grown vegetables, fruits, and legumes, does appear to be reasonably consistent across the zones. For instance, the Seventh-day Adventists of Loma Linda are predominantly vegetarian. For centenarians in Okinawa, high intakes of flavonoids, a chemical compound typically found in plants, from purple sweet potatoes, soy, and vegetables, have been linked with better cardiovascular health, including lower cholesterol levels and lower incidence of stroke and heart disease. In Nicoya, consumption of locally produced rice and beans has been associated with longer telomere length. Telomeres are the structures part of the end of our chromosomes which protect our genetic material. Our telomeres get shorter each time a cell divides, so get progressively shorter as we age. Certain lifestyle factors, such as smoking and poor diet, can also shorten telomere length. It's thought that telomere length acts as a biomarker of aging, so having longer telomeres could in part be linked with longevity. But a plant-based diet is not the only secret. In Sardinia, for example, meat and fish is consumed in moderation, in addition to locally grown vegetables and traditional foods, such as acorn breads, pain carasso, that's a sourdough flatbread, honey, and soft cheeses. Also observed in several blue zone areas is the inclusion of olive oil, wine in moderation, or one or two glasses every day, as well as tea. All of these contain powerful antioxidants which may help protect our cells from damage as we age. Perhaps then it's a combination of the protective efforts of various nutrients in the diets of these centenarians which explain their exceptional longevity. Another striking observation from these longevity hotspots is that meals are typically freshly prepared at home. Traditional blue zone diets also don't appear to contain ultra-processed foods, fast foods, or sugary drinks, which may accelerate aging. So maybe it's just as important to consider what these longer living populations are not doing as much as what they are doing. There also appears to be a pattern of eating until 80% full, in other words, partial caloric reduction. This could be important in also supporting how our cells deal with damage as we age, which could mean a longer life. Many of the factors making up these blue zone diets, primarily plant-based and natural whole foods, are associated with lower risk of chronic diseases, such as heart disease and cancer. Not only could such diets contribute to a longer, healthier life, but could support a more diverse gut microbe, which is also associated with healthy aging. Perhaps then we can learn something from these remarkable centenarians. While diet is only one part of the bigger picture when it comes to longevity, it's an area we can do something about. In fact, it might just be at the heart of improving not only the quality of our health, but the quality of how we age. This is by Justin Roberts, Professor of Nutritional Psychology, Anglia Ruskin University, Joseph Lillis, PhD candidate in Nutritional Physiology, Anglia Ruskin University, and Mark Cornage, Senior Lecturer in Public Health and Nutrition, Anglia Ruskin University. We publish from the Conversation Creative Commons on Science Alert. Please leave a thumbs up and share. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.